Take two. All right. Let's get into her. First off, I'm wearing the Boston Bruins vintage 1992 75th anniversary, which harken back to the original Boston Bruins jerseys. And now, today, they have announced they're going to go to that well again. And I don't blame them, because there's a whole new generation of hockey fans who will probably enjoy the dated look. It's not really, I don't know. It's just a giant B. And I'm not sure how Adidas will make that better than what they've done here on this CCM. So I'm not in a hurry to get the jersey. I'm eventually probably going to get it, of course, because it's a Bruins jersey, right? You guys saw the Bruins jersey video I just did. So I'm likely going to get it. It's just I'm not in a hurry because I've already got this one, and I only got this one like a month ago. So there's no hurry on that. All right. And we're starting with Vancouver and Boston. Vancouver is 9-6-1. Boston's 8-4-2 over their last 10 games. Vancouver's 5-4-1. Boston's 5-3-2. So over their last 10, Boston hasn't been as impressive as they were prior to that. And for Vancouver, it's going to be one of those seasons. Vancouver's goal differential's a -4. Boston's goal differential's a +8. On the road, Vancouver's 4-4-1. At home, Boston is 5-1. Looking at your scoring leaders, Elias Pettersson leading the way for Vancouver with 10 goals and 6 assists. Bo Horvat, 7 goals, 4 assists. Brock Besser, 4 goals, 7 assists for 10 and 5 goals, 2 assists. Goldobin, 1 goal, 6 assists. Berchi, 3 goals, 3 assists. Granlund, 3 goals, 3 assists. Louis Eriksson, a goal and 5 assists to round out the top 8. Eriksson will score points as long as he's on a line with Pettersson. I think anybody could, but Eriksson, there may be some natural chemistry between the two. On the Boston side of things, Bergeron 7 goals, 13 assists. Pasternak 12 goals to lead the NHL and 5 assists. Marchand 5 goals, 11 assists for him. Krejci 2 goals, 8 assists. McAvoy a goal and 5 assists. Grzelcyk 5 assists. Chara 3 goals and an assist, and Jake DeBrusk 3 goals and 1 assist. And I gotta say, 4 points in 16 games. We do hope that DeBrusk really gets some solid scoring going for him because, again, it's been the first line a lot for Boston. Goaltenders. Markstrom's been confirmed for Vancouver. He's got a 3.12 goals against, 902 save percentage. Nilsson, 2.67 goals against, 912 save percentage. Haven't heard him being cleared, so Bachman will be the backup. On the Boston side, Halak's been confirmed as starting. I think we can go right on ahead and say that Halak's their starter now. I do. 1.45 goals against, 952 save percentage. Rask, 2.78 goals against, 909 save percentage. So Rask's numbers are getting better, but Halak's are still far superior. And that's kind of where things are at for Boston. Going into tonight's game, of course, Vancouver coming off of that loss against Detroit. Boston coming into this off of that overtime win over Dallas. But if I had to say which team's been more impressive, I've been more impressed with the Canucks overall, which is why I've jumped off the whole Jack Hughes thing. I don't really care if the Canucks get him because I don't think they really need him because Pettersson's been that superstar player they've needed, and once you've got that superstar player, you can go from there. Especially since Pettersson's been playing center, so on every level, this has been a fun season thus far for Vancouver fans, unless you're on the tank train, in which case you're not happy at all. San Jose. The Sharks 8-4-3. They're going into Dallas. Dallas is 8-6-1. San Jose 6-2-2 in their last 10. So rumors of their demise have been greatly exaggerated. Dallas is 5-4-1 in their last 10. Goal differentials. San Jose's at a +4. Dallas is at a +2. On the road, San Jose's 4-2-2, and at home, Dallas is an impressive 5-2. Now, this being a home game for Dallas, I am far more confident in Dallas tonight than I am about them on the road. But they're getting better on the road. It is getting better. Scoring. Brent Burns, 3 goals, 15 assists for the San Jose Sharks. Can I say yet that Burns is back and I think he's going to be in the running for the Norris Trophy? No? Okay. Meyer, 11 goals, 5 assists. Couture, 6 goals, 10 assists. Hurdle, 5 goals, 9 assists. Kane, 4 goals and 6 assists. LeBanc with 2 goals and 8 assists. Donskoy, 3 goals and 5 assists. And Erik Karlsson is still sitting there with 7 assists. 15 games, 7 assists for Karlsson. horrible start for him. It really is. No matter what way you look at it, it's been a horrible start. Whether you look at his defensive numbers, his offensive numbers, he's got to start producing. He doesn't have to tonight, though, against Dallas. It's not really necessary. Dallas, on their side of things, Tyler Seguin's mired in a 12-game goal slump. He's got 3 goals and 11 assists. Klingberg, 5 goals, 8 assists. Jamie Benn, 7 goals, 5 assists. Radulov, 5 goals, 6 assists. Seguin, I think, is missing Radulov. I do. I think he misses Radulov a lot. Spezza, 3 goals and 7 assists. Shores, 3 goals and 6 assists. Heiskanen's on the board at 2 goals and 4 assists. Lindell, 1 goal and 5 assists. And look, Heiskanen's got 2 more goals than Erik Karlsson. Weird, eh? So this will be an interesting matchup for that reason, too. That you've got Karlsson against a team that was trying pretty hard to trade for him. Not willing to give up Heiskanen to get him. Goaltenders, no confirmation on San Jose at the time that I started recording this. Dell, 2.71 goals against, 913 save percentage. Jones, 2.72 goals against. And once again, Martin Jones, your save percentage is down to 899. Get it over 900. Please and thank you. Thanks. Hudobin's been confirmed for Dallas. 2.21 goals against, 928 save percentage. Look at this. Hudobin and Halak. Both stealing jobs on teams I cheer for. Bishop, 2.40 goals against, 921 save percentage. Bishop's numbers have been better than Rask's. Bishop's had a better start. But Hudobin's showing that, once again, as I've said for the last few years, he's a pretty solid goaltender when given a chance. He had that period of time in Anaheim where he's going through waivers and clearing and that kind of thing. But that seems to have passed now, and Hudobin's a pretty solid backup. Or potentially a 1B if you're looking at a starter that's not quite capable of getting you over that hump. So it's going to be an interesting game tonight for sure. I'm really interested in these games because, again, this is the first time that San Jose's played against a team that I cheer for since they picked up Karlsson. I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty sure they haven't played Boston yet or Vancouver. And so the old I can't stand the Sharks thing that would kick in. We'll see if that kicks in at some point tonight. Well, I'm not guaranteeing that it won't either. But, we'll see what happens there. Next up, Boston. Or Buffalo, I should say. The Sabres 7-6-2. The Montreal Canadiens 8-5-2. Buffalo has started to slip. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. But what we consider a slip now would have been considered a pretty decent run for them last year. 500 through 10 games. Montreal 5-4-1 in their last 10. Buffalo's goal differential, they're only a -1. Montreal's goal differential, they're a +3. So that's good for both. On the road, Buffalo 3-4-1. At home, Montreal is 5-3. So Montreal's been solid at home. Not bad on the road either, but solid at home. Scoring, Eichel leads the way for Buffalo, 4 goals and 13 assists for him. Skinner, 9 goals and 7 assists. Pominville with 8 goals and 6 assists. After him, you've got Sherry with 5 goals and 3 assists. Okposo, 4 goals and 4 assists. Reinhart, a goal and 7 assists. McCabe, a goal and 6 assists. And Ristolainen with a goal and 5 assists to round out the top 8. So the number that sticks out for me is Reinhart's 1 goal so far this year. I had picked Reinhart as a guy that, looks like he's made it. But I do wonder if Buffalo falls off the pace or looks like they're going to fall out altogether, do they look at potentially trading Reinhart to improve some other part of the team, or just because Reinhart's not working out kind of thing? Does that happen at some point? And I'm not saying whether it will or won't. I'm just curious. On the Montreal side, Domi leads the way. Any Montreal fan will tell you this. 9 goals and 7 assists. Tatar, 5 goals, 8 assists. Gallagher, 9 goals and 3 assists. Petrie, 1 goal and 11 assists. Drouin, 4 goals and 6 assists. Dano with a goal and 7 assists. Laakkonen with a goal and 7 assists. And there's Byron rounding out the top 8 with 4 goals and 3 assists. Goaltenders. Olmark's been confirmed. 2.00 goals against, 934 save percentage. And look at that. It's another backup that started stealing starts. Hutton, 2.87 goals against, 909 save percentage, will serve as the backup. Carey Price, 2.81 goals against average, 901 save percentage. He's starting tonight. Niemi's the backup, 3.13 goals against, 893 save percentage. And if you're a Montreal fan, Joel Armia is likely out of the lineup tonight. I haven't seen 100% confirmation on that, but he's likely not in the lineup for tonight. So there's that. I've actually got that on the board. Let me go ahead and angle her down. There you go. Armia is likely out for tonight. And we'll see what happens. Because with Armia, he's been kind of starting to show some of that offense that we'd expected when he was drafted. And one of the reasons that he got traded out of Winnipeg was just he hadn't shown that. And they wanted to get rid of Mason's contract. So they had to throw in Armia. So this could end up being an excellent deal for Montreal. It doesn't sound like it's anything beyond just a day-to-day thing. He'll probably just miss the one game if he misses tonight. But that opens up an opportunity for somebody else, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. This is the kind of game where before this season, Buffalo traditionally will fall. Montreal would do well. Montreal's got those good season, bad season kind of things going on. So they're in the midst of a good season. And we should have all kind of seen that coming, I guess. But tonight's a big test for Montreal, too, because this is a game they should win. So we'll see how they do with that. Next up. So Vegas, 6-8-1. They are, let's be honest, they are one of the lowest rated teams in the league right now. They're down there. And yet there's still some hope. There are some problems, too, though. They're in Ottawa against the Senators, who are 6-6-3. The Vegas Golden Knights are 5-4-1 in their last 10, which is good, but they're going to need to have a run here. They're going to need to go on a bit of a run before we're going to start saying, okay, so they look like they're going to make the playoffs again. Ottawa's 4-4-2 in their last 10. We all know about all of the drama with the Ottawa Senators, and their last game against the Devils, they looked fantastic. So we'll see if they can do that 2 nights in a row. Vegas is 2-6 on the road. Their road record is a major problem. Ottawa's 5-2-2 at home. So what's saving Ottawa's season is their play at home. That's the only reason they're still in the running, because on the road, they're not nearly the same. Scoring-wise, Marchessault still leads the way for Vegas with 6 goals and 7 assists. He's not producing poorly. But again, it kind of points to the fact that Vegas doesn't really have that mega star power that almost every team has. You know, you look at Buffalo with Eichel. Montreal fans would argue that they have that with Domi. Right now, Shabbat's kind of doing that for Ottawa. You got McDavid. You got Dadonov, depending on who you ask, and with Florida. Although we all know that Barkov's going to end up being the big dog there, right? So yeah, Vegas kind of lacks that. And I know Carlson's next up there with 3 goals and 7 assists. But Carlson doesn't look anything right now like what he was last year. He's got 3 goals in 15 games. It's not anywhere near the pace he was on last year. And I understand he had a slow start last year too, but this feels different. I keep saying that, but it's true. Haula, 2 goals and 5 assists. Haula is going to stay with them for this road trip. He'll be reevaluated when they get back to Vegas. So Haula is not expected to play at all. Smith, 3 goals and 3 assists. Theodore, 1 goal, 5 assists. Eakin, 4 goals and 1 assist. Tuck, 3 goals, 2 assists. And Reeves is still on the board with 4 goals. So a guy with 4 points in 15 games is still on the board. And it's Ryan Reeves. It's been a scoring desert, so to speak, with Vegas. And not in the way that they were scoring in the desert last year either. So we'll see what happens tonight. They really need Riley Smith to put some points together. They really need that first line to get them going again, because it just hasn't been working so far this year. On the Ottawa side, Shabbat, 4 goals and 16 assists for 20 points in 15 games. Thank you very much. Stone, 6 goals, 12 assists. Duchesne, 4 goals and 11 assists. And for all the talk about Duchesne and how badly maligned he is, he's actually played pretty well so far this year. Tierney, 2 goals, 12 assists. Dzingel, 6 goals, 5 assists. White with 5 goals, 4 assists. Ryan with 4 goals and 5 assists. And Mikhail Bodker, 2 goals and 7 assists for him. Goaltending, Fleury's been confirmed for Vegas with a 2.47 goals against, 901 save percentage. Subban, 2.83 goals against, 881 save percentage, will serve as the backup. On the Ottawa side, we know who's going to be in net. And we know what the guys in the car said he says. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he says that at least 2 or 3 times a game. And I say that now. Every time that I see an odd man rush against Ottawa, I picture Anderson saying, anyways. McKenna, 7.11 goals against, 838 save percentage. Condon, who of course is in the AHL right now, 6.38 goals against, 800 save percentage. And there's Anderson with a 3.56 goals against and a 909 save percentage. He has faced a ton of shots. I mentioned this yesterday in the stats video. And I expect them to face a ton again today because Vegas takes a lot of shots. They don't allow very many shots, and Ottawa's been outshot in a lot of games this year, so I expect Vegas to control the shot clock. Does that mean they control the score clock? No, that's not been the case this year. And that's part of the frustration for Vegas fans is they get a lot of shots, and then, yeah. Good news for Ottawa as well, Tkachuk is back. So with Tkachuk back, and with the team seemingly being buoyed by this controversy being out there, we'll see how much better they are tonight than a Vegas Golden Knights team on the road, or maybe Vegas pulls off a big surprise. Next up, Edmonton 8-6-1, and Edmonton's looking at a slump. This is officially a slump if they lose this one tonight against Florida. Florida's 3-5-3. Remember, Florida's a team. We haven't seen Florida on the board hardly at all this year. This is their 12th game. To put that in perspective, Anaheim's already played 17. So thanks to a light schedule early in the season and then the overseas games, Florida really hasn't played very much. We're not quite sure what Florida is yet, but we know they haven't won very often. 3 wins in 11 games. The Oilers are 5-4-1 in their last 10. Florida's 3-5-2 in their last 10. The Oilers have a goal differential of -2. Florida has a goal differential of -7. Edmonton's 5-4 on the road. Florida is 0-3-1 at home. So that's a big problem. And tonight they get a chance to solve it against an Oilers team that should be frustrated coming off of back-to-back losses. Against Tampa and Washington, yes, but still back-to-back losses anyways. The Oilers' leading scorer is, of course, Connor McDavid at 10 goals, 12 assists. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 3 goals, 14 assists. Draisaitl, 9 goals, 7 assists. Oscar Klefbom, who's having a pretty solid season, 8 assists for him. Toby Reeder, 7 assists. Chason, 6 goals. Kajula, 5 goals. And Adam Larson with 5 assists. So there's your top 8. And once again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys who either all have goals or all assists. They're not allowed to intermix. On the Florida side of things, Dadonov, 6 goals, 7 assists. Yandel, 3 goals, 9 assists. Huberdeau, 2 goals, 8 assists. Hoffman has 6 goals and 3 assists. Vincent Trocheck, 3 goals, 6 assists. Barkov with 2 goals and 7 assists. Bjugstad, 2 goals, 4 assists. Vetrano, 4 goals. So what stands out with these guys is that they're not having problems putting the puck in the net. It's been the goaltending that's been the issue. And maybe with the return of Luongo, maybe. No confirmed goaltender for the Oilers. I'm going to guess Talbot, who's got a 2.93 goals against, 8.99 save percentage. Mikko Koskinen played their last game. 2.77 goals against, 9.14 save percentage for him. On the Florida side of things, Reimer, 3.36 goals against, 8.85 save percentage. Luongo starting, 1.31 goals against, 9.57 save percentage. So that's not bad, but it's a very limited amount of games played by Luongo. Hutchinson, 4.17 goals against, 8.39 save percentage for him. This is a big game for Florida, too. I talk about how big a game this is for the Oilers, but really, Florida was a team that a lot of us picked, as this team looks like they should be stepping forward. And look, Florida has a ton of offense, a lot of depth there. Their blue line is pretty solid, and their goaltending might very well be their Achilles heel. And if Luongo goes through any kind of an injury issue again from here, and I'm not jinxing it by saying it because Luongo gets injured regularly, but if they have that happen, it could submarine their season. And I'm not sure where you go from there because you can't really trade Luongo. And Reimer, I don't know. And again, Florida, their depth in net, it's kind of lacking. So it would be an absolute shame to see Barkov and the boys playing well and having a really good season, but because of goaltending and issues at their own end, they're unable to overcome that early season slide, and they end up missing the playoffs. And for the Oilers, they have to jump on them early. The Oilers have to come out kind of play angry. Not really angry, not Lucic angry, but angry. Anyways, I'm just being sarcastic. Arizona 7-6. They're in against Philly, who are 7-1, and of course, Philly beat Arizona in their last game. So this is a home and home. Arizona's 6-4 in their last 10. They've been playing very well, but Philly bested them. Philly is 5-4-1 in their last 10. So being left for dead was good for Philly, and it seemed to get them going. They had an excellent road trip. On the road, Arizona's 3-3. At home, Philadelphia's 2-4. So Philadelphia's got to get their home record going, much like Florida in the game I just mentioned. If you look at scoring, Arizona's scoring's been getting better. Keller, 5 goals and 5 assists for him. Ekman Larson, a goal and 7 assists. Grabner, 3 goals, 4 assists. Goligoski, a goal and 6 assists. Richardson, 4 goals and 2 assists. Everybody knows he's one of my favorites. Hinostroza, same. 3 goals, 3 assists. Stepan, 2 goals, 4 assists. And Galchenyuk is on the board with 2 goals and 3 assists in 6 games. So all of this talk of who wins the trade, and I will say it again, both Arizona and Montreal won the Domi for Galchenyuk trade so far. But we're still early in the season for both Arizona and for Montreal. On the Philly side of things, Claude Giroux leads the scoring with 6 goals and 11 assists. Voracek, 4 goals, 11 assists. Simmons, 7 goals and 3 assists. Nolan Patrick's on the board now with 4 goals and 4 assists. Lindblom, 4 goals, 4 assists. Couturier, 5 goals, 2 assists. Haig, 3 goals, 4 assists. And Konechny's on the board with 2 goals and 5 assists. Ghost also has 2 goals and 5 assists for the Philadelphia Flyers. So, yeah, this is an interesting game. Because for Arizona, they had that nice 5-game winning streak. Now they have to prove that they're more than that winning streak and that it wasn't just a streak, that they're actually a pretty good team. For Philly, they have to show that they're really out of this slump by winning some games at home. The big road trip was fantastic. It's wonderful for them. Hopefully it's great for their confidence. But if they can't close the deal tonight against Arizona at home, all the negative talk is going to end up coming back. Goaltending. Ronta, 2.10 goals against, 928 save percentage. They're listing him as having a lower body injury day to day. So Kemper will get the start. 2.02 goals against, 936 save percentage. On the Philly side of things, it looks like Pickard's still starting. He has a 3.94 goals against, 876 save percentage. Lyon has been sent down. So since Lyon's been sent down, Elliott should be the backup with 3.10 as his goals against, an 893 save percentage. Neuwirth has been listed as injured again. 6.00 goals against, 727 save percentage. A lot of goaltenders going through Philly right now. I know that's going to surprise Philly fans quite a bit, but there seems to be a lot of goaltenders going through Philly right now. This is an interesting game because you've got the offense of Philly, you've got the defense of Arizona, and you have a team trying to prove that, like I said, Arizona needs to show that they are genuinely really a good team. And tonight's a good test for them because it's a team that beat them at home. Now they go into their barn and they see if they can do the same thing. So now it is time to change boards. Okie dokie. Now, the New York Islanders are in against Tampa tonight. Here is your test for the New York Islanders. The Islanders are 8-4-2. Tampa Bay is 11-3-1. The Islanders are 6-2-2 in their last 10. And Tampa is 7-2-1 in their last 10. So, this is the only matchup of the day that features a team with 7 wins in 10 and a team with 6 wins in 10. So, they're both playing pretty well. Goal differentials, New York Islanders plus 11 and Tampa plus 15. So, Tampa scored 15 more goals than they've allowed, which is the highest of any team on the boards today. On the road, the Islanders are an impressive 5-3, and Tampa at home is an impressive 6-2. So this is kind of a big meeting. Now, there was an article on the Hockey News yesterday, which I honestly, I didn't go through it, but they said that the underlying numbers show that it will be very difficult for the Islanders to continue with this fast start and that it looks like they'll fall back to earth. I don't necessarily disagree with that, and let's look at the top scorers and we'll discuss it. Bailey, 3 goals, 12 assists. Bailey can score a point a game, apparently. I had doubts he could follow up last season with another one, but it looks like he can. Anders Lee, 5 goals, 8 assists. He's a 30-40 goal scorer. Barzal, 1 goal, 11 assists. He could get an assist to a pylon out there. And Barzal is pretty... Yeah, he's a pretty fantastic player, young player. Nelson, 7 goals, 2 assists. Nelson's shown before he can score 20-25 goals. Cizikas with 5 goals and 4 assists. And this is where, I can understand that Cizikas is a guy that, imagining him to have 25 goals and maintain that pace, maybe you're not expecting it. Filppula, 5 goals, 3 assists, kind of the same thing, although Filppula's been a scorer before. Eberle, 4 goals and 3 assists for him. Eberle, actually, I would argue, is underachieving so far. and you could expect more for him going forward. Ladd, 3 goals and 3 assists. Ladd can be very streaky. Ladd had a solid second half last year. But yeah, so I don't see any reason why this can't continue. And we're going to get into more of why I think it can continue. On the Tampa Bay side of things, though, for scoring, Point, 9 goals, 10 assists. Kucherov, 7 goals, 10 assists. Yanni Gourde, 7 goals and 9 assists. Stamkos, 5 goals and 8 assists. Miller, 4 goals and 8 assists. Johnson, 5 goals, 6 assists. McDonough, 1 goal and 10 assists. And Anton Stralman, a goal and 6 assists to round out the top 8. Goaltending. Goaltending is probably where people might expect a bit of a clawback. Leonard's starting tonight with a 2.45 goals against, 928 save percentage. But the save percentages are high for the Islanders. They are allowing a lot of shots against, but it's a matter of where those shots are coming from. It's sort of the reverse argument to Carolina's that as long as these aren't all prime chances, yeah, no, these numbers could stay up. Grice is backing up tonight. He has a 1.98 goals against, 940 save percentage. On the Tampa Bay side of things, Louis Domingue, 3.77 goals against, 885 save percentage. Vasilevsky, 1.98 goals against, 935 save percentage. It was announced that Andre Palat has not been making the kind of progress for Tampa Bay that they would like to see with his injury. Therefore, Palat's going to be out for at least another 4 weeks. They're just shutting him down. So if you're waiting for Palat to come back for your fantasy pool, you're going to be waiting for a while. Maybe trade him, waive him, whatever you're going to do. Because it's going to be another month. So yeah, that's going to be a big game, and it's going to be very interesting because these teams have both been playing a very exciting style of hockey, and we'll see if that's maintained tonight. Next up, somebody has to win. This game is called the somebody has to win game. The Carolina Hurricanes 6-7-2. Chicago 6-6-3. This is the debut of a brand new coach for the Chicago Blackhawks. I did not expect to see a brand new coach for the Chicago Blackhawks. I will say this. I've seen a lot of comments about Stan Bowman. For anybody who wants to throw shade at Stan Bowman, I recommend going over and looking at Dan Carcillo's series of 10 tweets that he sent out. It's either yesterday or the day before. I know I saw it yesterday. It doesn't mean it was tweeted out yesterday. Dan Carcillo sent out a series of 10 tweets detailing why Stan Bowman was amazing for him and saved his life. I recommend that for people who are saying Bowman's a cancer and Bowman's a problem and Bowman is horrible, because it really puts things into perspective that the players probably genuinely really like Stan Bowman. Last 10 games, Carolina's 2-7-1. It's been awful. Chicago 3-6-1, kind of equally awful. Goal differentials, Carolina's at a -5 and Chicago's at a -10. On the road, Carolina's 3-4-1. At home, Chicago's 3-2-2. So, this is kind of one of those games where I really have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. This could be 5-1. This could be 5-5 going into overtime. 6-5 win for Chicago or for Carolina. This could be a scoreless tie. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight because these teams have been very unpredictable. The only thing that's been predictable with them is that they're going to lose, but they're against each other, so somebody has to win. Thus, the somebody has to win game. Sebastian Aho, 4 goals, 13 assists, still leads the way for Carolina. Ferland, 7 goals, 4 assists. Teravainen, 3 goals, 8 assists. Williams, a goal and 9 assists. Stahl, 5 goals, 3 assists. Jacob Slavin and Falk both have a goal and 5 assists. And Martinook, 4 goals and 1 assist, gets on the board with 5 points. Carolina's been shooting from everywhere and not getting points. So that's got to change. On the Chicago side of things, points haven't been a problem. Patrick Kane, 11 goals, 8 assists. DeBrincat, 8 goals, 7 assists. Taves, 8 goals, 5 assists. Anisimov, 2 goals and 6 assists. Seabrook, 2 goals and 6 assists. Yoki Haru has 8 assists on the blue line. Brandon Saad, 4 goals, 3 assists. And Cahoon with a goal and 6 assists as well as a rookie. Goaltending. This is kind of where things get interesting. There hasn't been a confirmation of who's starting for Carolina. I don't think you can start multiple goalies, but Carolina might give it a shot because, honestly, there's been some issues back there. Darling, 3.14 goals against, 893 save percentage. I would expect him to play if he's healthy. Mrazek, 2.75 goals against, 880 save percentage. He's on the injured. I believe he's on injured reserve. I don't think he's day-to-day. Either way, he's not playing tonight. McElhinney, 2.81 goals against, 884 save percentage, and he might be the best of the three right now. On the Chicago side, Crawford's been shown as likely. 2.92 goals against, 907 save percentage. So I went ahead and put the dot there saying, yeah, no, he'll be in there. And Cam Ward, 3.92 goals against and an 886 save percentage. I don't have a good feel for this game. I don't have any clue. This could be one of those games that's 4-0 in the first, 4-4 in the second, 8-8 going into overtime. I have no idea. I really have no idea what's going to happen. But I will say this, Carolina will likely outshoot Chicago by a lot. And if they do, that may very well be good news for Chicago. All right, and we've reached the final game of the night, which is Minnesota 8-4-2, LA 5-8-1. This looks really lopsided. It may not be. This, of course, will feature the second game of the real good coach, Willie Desjardins. On the last 10 games, Minnesota 7-3, LA 3-4, but they've won 3 of their last 4 where they've looked real good. Plus minus, Minnesota's scored 3 more goals than they've allowed. LA's allowed 14 more goals than they've scored. But we'll see going forward if LA is able to even up their record. Minnesota's 3-4 on the road. LA is now 4-3-1 at home. So it started. I really feel like LA was pulling out of this. And then they fired Stevens, which leads me to believe that they really kind of wanted to get rid of John Stevens. I think that's I don't know. I'm not going to say that was planned, but I think they probably went into the season going, he's got a short leash. And once they get off to the slow start, that's it. Curtains. Scoring-wise, Granlund leads the way for the Minnesota Wild with 6 goals, 7 assists. Parise, 4 goals, 9 assists. Parise. Suter, 3 goals, 10 assists. Stahl, 5 goals, 6 assists. Zucker, I should say, 4 goals, 5 assists. Matt Dumba, 5 goals, 3 assists. Spurgeon, 3 goals, 5 assists. And Koivu with 2 goals and 6 assists for the Minnesota Wild to round out the top 8. LA. Kovalchuk, 5 goals, 9 assists. That's right, Kovalchuk is scoring a point a game. Kovalchuk's not the problem. As much as I wasn't a huge fan of the signing, as much as I said I don't know how much he's going to have left at 35 years of age, Kovalchuk is not the reason for LA having struggles early this year. In fact, Kovalchuk's been their best player on numerous nights. Carter, 4 goals and 6 assists. Doughty, 1 goal, 9 assists. Toffoli, 4 goals, 5 assists. Iafallo, 3 goals, 5 assists. Kopitar with 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points. I know that says 8, but it should be 6. So I'll just go ahead and just take that 8 right off of there. 6 points for Kopitar. And I honestly think that Kopitar falling back this year has been a big part of the reason why they've struggled. I do. Brown's on the board, 3 goals, 2 assists. And if Brown continues to score at a 100-point pace, which he has since his return, yeah, that's probably going to help. He's not going to score on a 100-point pace. He's not that kind of player. But he has been a spark plug for them when they've needed it. The emotion really was lacking with LA as well as the speed. Brown doesn't help your speed, but he definitely helps the emotion side of things. Martinez, 1 goal and 3 assists for him to round out the top 8. I'm not saying that LA is gonna be a playoff team. I'm not saying that LA is going to be fantastic from here, but they definitely look a heck of a lot better now than they did a week and a half ago. This is a team that looks like they might be headed in the right direction. That coaching change could help as well. In net, no confirmation on either goaltender. Dubnyk, 2.25 goals against, 930 save percentage. I would expect him to play. Stalock, 3.30 goals against, 895 save percentage. On the LA side of things, Quick, who we know is still hurt, 4.55 goals against, 845 save percentage. Campbell is very likely to be the starter, 2.5 goals against, and a 918 save percentage. And there's Budaj with a 2.00 goals against, 909 save percentage. And we'll see if he gets some action between now and when Quick returns. But it's an interesting game because Minnesota has been one of the better teams in the West. And now they get a real test here. Coming off of a loss, can they now go into LA and win a game they're supposed to win? And that's very often the most simplistic way of looking at it is when a team has a game they're supposed to win, is that when they show up? Did they mail it in? I've seen it. There's nothing more frustrating than having a team that you cheer for that is one of the better teams in the league, and they play down to those lesser teams. That against a team that's near the bottom of the standings, they don't play with nearly the intensity or the sense of urgency that they do against one of the better teams in the league. It's very frustrating because then you watch them lose to a 31st rated team, and you're like, wait, how did we lose that one? How? So we'll see what happens tonight. It's going to be a really interesting one. It is a test for Minnesota. Go in there, win that game. You should be able to beat LA, even though LA has a new coach. They have Dustin Brown back, and they've been doing better. But we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.